Our Bible text is Mark 16, verses 9 to 10. Now, when he rose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. She went and told those who had been with him as they mourned and wept. So here we have a resurrection account in the Gospel of Mark. Now, very interestingly, based on the earliest manuscripts we have of Mark, there was no resurrection accounts. The Gospel ended at verse 8. That is just after the angels appeared to the women disciples, and then it said they said nothing to anyone. They fled because they were afraid. So some later copyists or scribes of the Gospel of Mark thought, no, you can't end it here. So they added some resurrection accounts to it. And we actually have various endings. We have the long ending, as we are familiar in the New King James Version. There's a short ending. There's also a longer long ending, and so on. Various endings in the manuscript tradition. So what we have here is a scribe's kind of, especially our long ending as we have familiar with it in the New King James Version, is a summary of other resurrection accounts that we find in Matthew, Luke, and also a bit of John's Gospel. So that's an interesting fact to know. And generally, if we look at the resurrection accounts in the Gospels, they're not all the same. They have different sequences of events. They relate things in different orders. But if we try and consolidate the picture we get from the resurrection accounts, is that first of all, that Mary Magdalene and other women discovered the empty tomb. So they went there the Sunday morning because they wanted to anoint Jesus' body, etc., further and finish the burial process. Then secondly, angels appeared to them. Be it one or more, angels told them that Jesus is risen, that he's not there. So the first to get the message of the risen Jesus was Mary Magdalene and also other women from the angels specifically. And then thirdly, these women were instructed, or of their own accord, they went and reported the empty tomb to the disciples, also specifically Peter. And then the next thing that's the broad consensus in the Gospels is that Peter, in the Gospel of John, it's also the beloved disciple, went to the tomb, where they also saw the empty tomb, but they saw the linen cloths within the tomb. And then lastly, there are various resurrection appearances. It's first to Mary Magdalene or the woman, and then Jesus, somewhere along the line, appeared to Peter and also those two on their way to Emmaus, those 2 disciples that Jesus broke bread with and opened the scriptures to them. Then Jesus appeared to the 11 disciples, and there's also, the Gospels also explain this differently. Some say that he appeared to them in Jerusalem, while Mark and Matthew says that Jesus appeared to them in Galilee. So those are more or less the consensus, or if you put all those different accounts together, that's the overall picture we get. Now, what Mark did as a summary, let's read our Bible text again. Now, when he rose early on the first day of the week, he, that's Jesus, appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. She went and told those who had been with him as they mourned and wept. So here, whoever the scribe was who added this bit, he got it right, where he says that he appeared first to Mary Magdalene. Also, that out of whom he had cast 7 demons. That's quite correct. In Matthew's Gospel, it just says that Jesus, as they were on their way to the disciples, appeared to the woman. John's Gospel, Mary Magdalene plays a prominent role because specifically, if you go to chapter 20 from verse 14 onwards, or we can specifically focus on verses 17 to 18, where Jesus appears to Mary Magdalene. And of course, Jesus first thinks this is the gardener, but then she recognizes this is Jesus, and she falls down at his feet. And then Jesus tells her, don't touch me, I haven't ascended yet to my Father. So the Gospel of Mark, whoever added this text here, he got it right in terms of the first disciple, that's individual who Jesus appeared to, was Mary Magdalene. And of course, some early church fathers also took note of this. For example, Hippolytus of Rome and also Augustine, they refers to Mary Magdalene as the apostle to the apostles, because she was the first witness of the resurrection. So that's quite profound. Yeah, a woman disciple is the first witness to the resurrection. And that's what the Gospels broadly agrees on. The second thing that this addition to Mark's Gospel gets right is that Jesus cast out 7 demons from Mary Magdalene. In Christian tradition, Mary Magdalene was often associated with a prostitute. You know, that woman, that sinful woman who washed Jesus' feet. And that's recounted there in Luke 7, verses 36 to 50. But that's just a complete misidentification. Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute. Never identified as a prostitute in the Gospels. But some Christians through the ages think that. They made that identification. But that's not what the Gospels tell us. What the Gospels tell us is that she was a faithful follower of Jesus. And she's mentioned in the Gospels as one of those women who followed Jesus and supported his ministry. If we go to Luke 8, verses 1 to 3, it speaks there of Jesus passing through the villages, and it also from verse 2 it speaks, and certain women who had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities, Mary called Magdalene, out of whom had come 7 demons, and Johanna the wife of Chuza, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others who provided for him from their substance. So we see here Mary Magdalene Jesus performed an exorcism on her, and she supported him, she traveled with him, and also provided for Jesus and his disciples from her old means. So, number 1, she was a faithful disciple of Jesus who supported his ministry. And secondly, she was also a witness of the crucifixion. If we go back to Mark 15, verses 40, we read there were also women looking on from afar, among whom were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James the Less and of Joseph and Salome, etc. But again, Mary Magdalene is prominent among them. And of course, as we also saw previously, she was the witness to the resurrection, the first witness of the resurrection, the first person or individual, perhaps with other women also, whom Jesus appeared to. Of course, also her name, Mary Magdalene, it means something like Mary the Magdalene or Mary of Magdala. And Magdala, that was actually a fishing town that's there on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. So that's also what her name means, Magdalene. It means she's from the city or the town of Magdala that was situated there on the western shore of Galilee. So Mary Magdalene, based on the Gospels and also as the addition here to the Gospel of Mark makes the accurate statement, she's the first person to whom the risen Jesus appeared. And she was a prominent disciple who Jesus performed an exorcism on, and she remained faithful to him. She was at the foot of the cross. She came to Jesus on the Sunday morning, with other women, to prepare Jesus for burial, with spices and ointments, what have you. And very importantly, she's the first person to be a witness to the resurrection of Christ.